it's always a vibe when I come here. And one of the reasons is because I have a dear friend at the helm. Dear friend. And he is our guest for our podcast. He's our first guest because he's the reason we're here. So I went to Mexico in December to write this book. Did it, published March 15th. Wow, I'm on the way back home. I'm on the way back home because I got to sell this thing. Okay. And I'm in Fort Valley. I'm at my mom's house, and my phone rings. And it's Brad Gordon. And I said, oh, I ain't talked to him in a long time. I pick up the phone. He's my classmate. Brad and I started at Southern together, fall of 1998. We met, he was in the band, and we met when I went to the band room to get the crabs out of band practice so they could go vote for me for freshman class president. Amen? Because everybody wins. Everybody wins way back then. They wanted to get out of practice. I wanted their votes. If I could make that happen, y'all gonna go vote for me? For sure. Everybody wins, right? So we are here because Brad and I created yet another everybody wins situation. I'm at my mom's house. He's calling. He was like, I've been trying to get people to think of the lounge for differently. He said, I want to do some podcasting. I want to do some other things. He said, you've been doing podcasting, huh? I said, well, I've been doing some Instagram lives. I wouldn't really call it podcasting, but I could talk to people. Tell me more. And he said, well, yeah, you should come to Sky Lounge. If you would like to come to Sky Lounge to do some podcasting, please do. And I said, really? Amazing, because what Brad didn't know was that I was thinking about how am I going to share this with people? And I like to have discussions and intimate venue. But where do you find that? I'm just coming back. I don't know. It's a lot to do. But here comes Brad. And I said, wait a minute. Okay, Brad, so look, you gonna win, I'm gonna win. So, yeah, let's do this. And this is why we're here today. Because Brad expressed a desire to win. He defined his winning and said, hey, I've been wanting to do this. And I was like, wow, I want you to have everything you want. Let me see how I can make sure I can get some what I want. And we're going to all win. And that is why Brad is our first guest tonight. I'd like to invite Brad to the stage. Brad, come on. You here. This is my chair right here, baby. This is my chair right here. Hi, Brad. Okay. Hello. Hug my neck. Okay. Yeah.
They said 20-second hugs are the best hugs of your day.
Are they?
I agree. 20 seconds.
Well, we're gonna have to get that wasn't 20 seconds, but we're gonna circle back. And I'm all right with anybody giving me 20-second hugs. Note that. That's my winning. You heard that? Okay. All right, take note. 20-second hugs. Okay. So, welcome, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Feeling good today?
I'm a little tired.
You a little tired?
A little tired.
A little tired?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A lot, but yeah.
Okay. What do you need from me at this moment? Nothing?
Nope.
Good. Well, let's just talk good, because I didn't want to provide nothing, no way.
You already did, though.
What I provided?
I called you with an idea, and then the week of the idea, I had zero time to actually help you execute the idea. But you pushed through, and you executed the idea without much help or support from me.
Well, but you had already given me your support, and I appreciate that. Cheers to us, because we did that. We are here. We are here. So, Brad, can you introduce yourself? God, that was a loaded question. Yeah?
Nah, it's really always been kind of a weird or uncomfortable thing for me to really just sit there and talk about me, myself, or whatever. Because most of the things that I do or have interest in actually don't truly revolve around like self. Even if I may be, in leadership in the position, it's still not really about self or whatever. So I really don't spend a lot of time thinking about me. But I'm from Baton Rouge, North Baton Rouge in particular. Um, I miss North Baton Rouge, and I sit there and think
You
about that
miss
and
no.
say that.
Mhm.
Completely different time and city or whatever. Uh, but I'm a Baton Rouge native, been here all my life or whatever. Um,
Where'd you go to high school?
went to high school in Glen Oaks.
Glen Oaks.
Glen Oaks High School, yep. Yep. Different place, different time, but a great time.
When did you graduate from Glen Oaks?
98.
98. I put that back in there because I wanted y'all to
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
We did great
Yeah.
98.
In
And then what?
Then spent some time at Southern University, and um, then I spent time in life, and I think I spent a lot of time in life learning what I didn't like, uh, and then learning also too that the world was much bigger than North Baton Rouge, of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What prompted that? What prompted that lesson?
My second grade teacher.
Tell me more.
True story.
Second grade teacher.
My second grade teacher, Miss Juanita Colbert. Um, Miss Colbert actually taught me. She taught my sister as well, and she just wound up being kind of a family friend. And bumped into her in the mall of Louisiana one day, and she always had great things to say about me and things of that nature, whatever. Better things than I have probably ever thought of myself, to be honest with you. And she was asking me what was I doing in life and things of that nature. And when I told her kind of what I was doing and kind of just where I was at, the look of disappointment on her face.
Oh.
And I think she saw that like it affected me.
Why do you think she was disappointed?
Because she said that she said that I was one of the brightest students that she had ever taught, and she said that she knows I could do so much more in life.
More than what? More than what you were doing?
More than what I was doing, or whatever.
Did
More
you
than just
agree
what I
with
was
her?
doing.
Or did you agree with her at that time?
It made me think about it. I'll tell you that. I mean, Miss Colbert. If any of you know her, Miss Colbert is probably about maybe 5'1", 5'2", or whatever. But like in that particular day, at that particular moment, she might as well have been like 6'4", 300 pounds,
Yeah.
or whatever, and just swung a sledgehammer or whatever, and like I mean. Like that conversation, which lasted probably about 40, 45 seconds, just kind of led me to a place of uncomfortableness. I mean, when our parents, express that, hey, well, they're disappointed, in this, or why'd you make that choice, or whatever it is, and no, I wasn't. Living some lawless life or anything like that by any means. But I think we just, in some ways, become numb to that because, I mean, they're your parents. You grew up with them and things of that nature. But, when someone that...
outside authority.
Was the outside authority, because Ms. Colbert definitely still had... as I was 31 then, as much authority over me at 31, as she did when I was 6 or 7 years old, or whatever.
Second grade, you're 7 years old.
So it was very much kind of like, yes, ma'am, and it was just like, ooh, just this great feeling of like, man, I'm like really disappointed you, or whatever, and she tried to clean it up a little bit and was like, well, no, I'm not saying that or whatever. I'm like, oh man, I'm already on my way to the new bridge to jump now. So we here now.
But you said it made you think.
It made me think.
What did you come up with?
I don't know. It just was probably like.
Are you still thinking about it?
Probably like no. It was just probably like a year of just like dialogue with self, like, questioning myself, realizing that there were certain things that I had just accepted.
Hmm.
And so therefore I said, hey, I'm happy with this or I'm happy with that. And I was like, man, that's kind of
But
bullshit.
are you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's, and from there, uh, I found myself on this journey of like, I mean, every day, multiple times a day, like just praying, you know, just it was my own little thing or whatever, just like asking God, like, like what's my God given ability? Like it is not wasn't about, any financial goal or,
Mm-hmm.
or any of the thing and those kind of things, but like, what can I do professionally that would fall in line with like whatever God given talents or abilities that you've given me that would allow me to you know live a happy and full life.
So
Uh,
would it be fair to say you was like, well, what is you're redefining, like looking for your purpose and trying to redefine your winning? Is that a
yeah,
good?
yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, that's very much you know, well, I would say that was um, for me kind of a reminder of that. I like to win.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you know, I think we all like to win.
Yes, we do.
But
And I think if you don't, you're lying. But that's just my
if
opinion.
you don't, you're lying. I think that the higher you reach, the reason a lot of times that we don't reach higher is because the greater the reward, the greater the
Risk.
risk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, it just seems that uh, now too is that everybody has things that they're dealing with, that they're carrying, and things of that nature. And when you say, hey, just reach for whatever you feel the stars are. But what if I don't, what if I can't reach that high? And hey, you're already carrying this or carrying that, or you have this obligation or this responsibility. I think that stops us a lot, from doing or trying
Yes,
things, that may really truly be fulfilling to us.
I agree with that. So what you do about that? Because either we're gonna do what we want to do in life, or we're gonna be hindered and not reach for the stars that we know we see or want. How do you? Well, I know how I do, but it seems that you have some things to overcome from that. Because you did just say that the greater the reward, the greater the risk,
Hmm.
and we don't reach for those stars because, well, you was coming up with ideas, and at the end of all of that, at the bottom of all of that, I believe that what hinders us is fear. It's fear. It's fear of failure. It's fear of imposter syndrome. It's fear. It's whatever kind. But we have a choice. We
We do
have a
have a
choice
choice.
to let that fear stop us from whatever we want, or figure out how to get around it, or we can change the goal to say to mitigate the fear. We can do a lot of things. So how do this is a big question. How you deal with that fear?
Uh, let me first say this too. I have not seen Miss Colbert since that day or whatever.
You haven't?
I have not been able to get in contact with Miss Colbert since that day or whatever.
Do
Uh,
you want to?
I've tried, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
I've tried. I mean, I have the utmost respect for
Mm-hmm.
Miss Colbert. Um, well, I mean, chasing, chasing happiness and fulfillment also too a little bit comes with what a lot of us call as being crazy or being a little foolish or whatever. So that mitigates some of the fear. you know,
Yeah, I mean, you got
because
to be a little foolish.
you're a little foolish. You're not as risk adverse as maybe you once was, or maybe other people are. But but one thing I'll tell you is, if you're someone that really just enjoys winning, it doesn't matter how foolish or wide-eyed you are, because by the time you reach that win that you set out, on a journey to, by the time you get there, you know, people always ask me like, man, why don't you ever like, celebrate, a win, or I'm like, well, I haven't won yet. And they're like, but we had this conversation, this and other. I'm like, man, that was, however long ago, whatever. The
I got a
journey was
challenge.
more fulfilling to me
Yeah.
than, like, okay, you reach this place, because by the time you reach this place, hopefully you've developed new skills, relationships, um, uh, new goals, new challenges, and
What you've described just now is the fool's journey. Is the hero's journey.
fool, hero. I'm
It
good with
go
all
you
of
go
them.
from the fool to the hero. So, uh, if anybody is familiar with tarot, that is the journey. The first card in the tarot is the fool, and then at the end you get to the whole world. But then by the time you get there, you got another goal that you start that thing back over as the fool. But you take everything that you've learned along that journey. You enjoy the journey along the way. Look how everything is the same. That's the same. What you just described and it's also the cycle of life.
It's also the cycle of life. But um, one thing that we don't consider about winning is the toll that winning can take on you.
Well, yeah.
In a lot of ways, I've had rougher patches mentally and emotionally when during a period of winning than I have had during a period of being on the journey to
Well,
figuring it out and not winning.
yes.
Everybody
Um,
likes to win.
Well, but here's
um,
the thing.
oh,
But were you then winning?
it's
Because you're winning
fulfilling and
then.
miserable too sometimes.
So my question then was, were you really winning, or had your winning changed and you
No,
hadn't recognized it?
I was really winning or whatever.
Per your definition of winning?
Right, right.
Okay.
Per anybody's
No,
definition
no,
of
no,
winning.
no, no, no. So let's take a pause here and
Mhm,
let's dig into this rawism, this everybody wins rawism a little bit more,
mhm.
because everybody wins to their definition of winning. Your definition of winning is your definition of winning, not what society says your
Oh,
winning is.
I agree.
So was it your winning or was it winning?
Oh no, it was winning. Oh no,
It was
it was winning.
winning or was it your winning?
It was winning and my winning. It
Okay,
was
well,
winning.
good, good.
It was both.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it was both.
That is an important distinction, though.
Mhm. I mean, so once you get to a certain place in whatever journey you're going on, in large, you're on your own, and that is not because you don't have good people in your life. That's not because you have not met good people. That's not because your parents don't love you, or whatever the deal is, or whatever. That is literally you are doing things that they just don't relate to.
Well, I
You're
mean,
doing
it's your
things.
life.
This is true. This is true,
It
or
is your
whatever.
life.
This is true.
Yours
This
only.
is true. But a true fool, says that a life that traveling a road alone is a good place, a happy place to be, or whatever.
Mm.
I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to feel understood,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
supported.
That is a human
Uh,
need to
uh,
belong, to feel supported, to, yes.
I mean, and honestly, that's something that I had to grapple with myself.
How?
Oh, because man, I'm a one man wrecking machine.
Well, yeah.
Like, but you get to a certain level as to where
Yeah,
it does not matter how wide your shoulders are,
it doesn't.
how sturdy your chest are. Like, if you are going to continue to grow and scale or whatever, yeah, okay, well, you stay here. If
Mhm.
you stay here, you have come to understanding that, hey, everything that comes with this at this level, I can handle it. I can, whether I'm coping with whatever, comes with it
But
in a healthy
capacity is a
way
thing.
or a unhealthy way.
Yeah.
But if you want to
Grow,
continue to go there,
you got to have more.
um,
Capacity is a
you
thing.
you gotta have more.
Yeah.
Um, you know
Yes.
whatever that looks like.
Whatever it is.
Um,
You can't do it by
and
yourself.
and it looks different. Well, I've never done it by myself, but what I'm speaking to is is the times when you well, for me, when I lie and say that I've clocked out, I never clock out. My mind never clocks out or
Mm.
whatever. Uh, Literally, when I sleep, my mind is like trying to work out to problem solve certain things or whatever.
And I've always challenged you to stop how to meditate to curb that, because whether the real ideas come from,
Meditation
you
leads
gotta
to
get.
sleep for me. I just go to sleep.
And that's fine. That's fine. I told you that too. You can meditate your way to sleep, and it will help with your sleep, because you need to be sleep so that you let your subconscious do what it need to do. Brad, continue.
Sleep is a necessity. Okay,
It is. It can
but
also be a luxury.
um, that's not a luxury for that's not a luxury item for me.
I can show you how. But it is your life. It's your life, Brad.
No, like, so for me, I've wasted enough time already.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
And you think sleep is waste of time?
it is.
What?
It is.
What? Oh
It is.
no. Let us pause.
It's a waste of time. It's overrated.
Lies. Sleep is not overrated. You ain't
It's
never
overrated.
had no good sleep.
I've had some
No.
I've had some phenomenal sleep. I do.
You don't get enough, baby, because rest is revolutionary. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, friend. Rest is revolutionary. Have you ever just slept, turned your alarm off, not had anybody, had darkness, quiet, a little cool, with you a blanket, and not have anybody disturb you for 12 hours?
Hmm.
My God, it does something to my soul.
I can sleep like that.
You should. You deserve that in your life,
I
because when
I
you
can sleep
wake
like
up,
that
you're
when my
refreshed.
body makes the decision for me.
Correct. But you should not have to wait until your body shuts you down like that. You deserve that rest all the time, friend. I want that for your life. I want that for your life. Okay, that's all. I'm going to get off of that. But I would like everybody in this room to remind Brad that rest is revolutionary, and let him know how it has touched your life. Because I've had so many friends that are insomniacs, can't quiet their mind. I used to be one of them. Might sleep 3-4 hours a night, forced. And I will say that over the past month, I've had more instances of that than I would like. And it has affected the way I function. Because I rest efficiently now, my nigga, I am so much more available to the purpose of my life. I'm available for that. I went to make sure I wrote my fucking book. And you know what? I slept 8.5 hours at least every day. Every day. I didn't wake up to no alarm. I woke up when my body said wake up. I went to sleep when my body said go to sleep. Your body is yelling at you to shut you down.
Not really.
Shit. If you just told me that you don't get 12 hours of sleep until your body makes the decision, your body has yelled
12
at
hours
you.
of sleep.
Yes. Yes. If you
Half
just said that to
half of
me.
your day sleep.
Yes, motherfucker. Yes. Yes.
Unacceptable.
Because when I wake up, Because when I wake up, that next 36 hours is more productive than them 6 that I lost from the additional sleep in my life. Might not be in your life, but you ain't tried it. That's all I'm saying. But it's your life. Nothing pissed me off. Rest is so important to your life. Your body. Oh yes, rest is important.
I mean, this is all of these things are depends upon the individual.
It is. And that's what it's your
There
life.
are people I know
It's your life.
that function at a considerably better capacity when they get a certain amount of rest.
I agree.
There are people that I know, it don't matter how much rest they get.
Right.
You know, it is what it is.
I agree
or
with
whatever.
that too.
And then there are people that I know where, you know, I will get up from rest if I find myself in a place of like inspiration. So
Yes.
like something that I've been, you know, thinking through in my head, this idea or whatever it is. I wake up and okay, now I can work through it. I can work through it or whatever. And sometimes, you know, hey, you can double back and, you know, catch another hour or two or something like that. Sometimes you gotta wait till the next
Yes.
evening or whatever.
All of that is true.
But
The point is.
but what drives that decision, because let me stop bullshitting or whatever,
Please.
and say this or whatever. Like, yes, in the perfect world, like, yes, you know, let me get, you know, and my life does look like this. It just depends upon what season I am in professionally, whatever. But you know, yeah, let me get, you know, I ain't down with more than like 6 hours.
Okay,
of
tell me the
sleep
point.
at a time. Though.
You done told me 4 other things.
But again, there is a difference when you start this professional journey, or whether it's professional or not. When you start this as a young man or a young woman with no responsibility, no people that you're responsible to, no children you're responsible to, and things of that nature, or whatever. And when you start that, when you know you have started, you know, life to where when life is not, you know, necessarily about you, it's about, you know, everyone that you're responsible to and things of that nature, or whatever. And you know,
But still, I'm gonna challenge you to say that you can still get rest. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Nah,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
it's not the season for rest for me though.
And that's fine.
That's
That's
all
fine.
it
It's
is.
your life.
Not
You
the season
get to
for rest for me,
decide.
though.
That's fine.
It's for me. For me, it's a season of dotting I's, crossing T's. I rather commit myself fully and work and get through all of the difficult parts of you know, opening a new business, all these things or whatever, and just push through it. Just live in the ugliness, the chaos, all of these things to get to the other side. Because when you get to the other side, for me, you know, life becomes a hell of a lot different. Now,
I understand that.
now again,
When is that? When is the do you well, the question is, do you know when the season will change? So
no,
that
you
you
don't know
can
when
get
the season will change.
Huh?
Said no, you don't know when the season will change.
Okay.
I wish we lived in the world. I wish that world.
I
did
wish you
exist.
lived in a world where you knew the season would change. Let's say that. Because I'm not taking that on. I'm not taking that on.
I got you.
I'm not taking that on. I believe that I can decide when the season, and if I don't know when the season will end, I can decide that somewhere in there, I'm going to put some rest in there because I get to decide.
I get some rest on Mondays.
Okay, well, good. You plan some rest. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good because you deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I fight wars with myself about things, but not about sleep.
Okay. All right, Brad.
just not about sleep or whatever. Um,
Thank you. You always give
you're
me
welcome.
such things to chew on. So I'd be like, how can I inspire Brad to get some more rest? I'm gonna really be thinking about this. But
You'd be gone from this earth before you figure that one out.
well, that might be, but it'll give me something to think about. And maybe that might just be that sometime when I when someone asks me to review a spa, I say, "Oh, Brad, I need you to go do this for me, and you got to go do this work for me, and I tricked you into going to have a spa day."
When I'm
That
in a,
might work.
but Brandis, when I'm in a different season of life, I go to the spa
Yeah,
at
well,
a minimum
I'm just
bi-weekly.
saying you don't know when the season is up. I'm just saying if
Bi-
I find something in the season, I got you. Is all I'm saying.
your P&L sheet tells you when the season is
It's
changed.
true, but I don't see your books. I don't see your books. So I'm just gonna watch and receive and send you to the spa and that's gonna be that. Shoot. Because everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Shit. It would make me happy to do that.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. So thank you, Brad, for letting us be here. Can you
Thank you all
tell
for coming.
can you tell me how you win? In how this experience is a part of your winning?
Tonight? Are you talking about like big
Well,
picture?
well, however you like to think about it tonight, or how we've worked together, whatever. Howsoever.
Tonight, I would say tonight's a win for me because one, you invited out quite a few people that I really really admire. You know, that I've known, you know, as for forever and a day. Um, but you know, most of the people, you know, that I know have great admiration for things of that nature. You know, we're all just so damn, you know, ambitious and things of that nature, and um, you know, we don't gather the way, you know, that we gathered 10 years ago and things of
True.
that nature, or whatever.
That's true.
Um, so so that's a
Seeing some
win.
good people. Yeah.
You know, for someone that is uh, definitely more introverted than what people actually assume. When I see people and I have a little 36-second conversation with them, you know, we have a good, real hug. Man, that's to me that's like a hour of drinks and talking and bullshit or whatever. Hey, see you at homecoming
Right.
or
See you at
whatever.
homecoming.
So so that's a win.
Interaction.
The other win is you're standing in your purpose and continuing your journey and probably adding something that I think uh, you're going to be phenomenal at, you know, to your repertoire. Um, you know, because you know, God knows we need some better podcast content. You know,
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts because there are a lot of the podcasts that I see advertised are some. I don't really want to listen to that. So I can see that point. I can see that point. Thank you for that push.
yeah, the social media algorithm is not, aligned with what, society being in a healthy mental space and, thriving is the complete antithesis um, of what that looks like.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
But the other thing about winning that where I see a lot of people tap out at is a lot of people tap out when you get to that space of dealing with being misunderstood.
Mm.
Because the more responsibility that you earn, um, every level of that requires a different version of you.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that new version of you just it doesn't look, as relaxed or jovial
Mm-hmm.
or undisciplined or whatever it is, to people that know you.
Mm-hmm.
And to a lot of people, that their journey is completely different. They're in a great, could be in a great place in life or whatever. But I don't when you don't have time to answer their phone call, to join in, on the 4-way call, and laughing at something that you probably would enjoy laughing at, but you literally just
You don't have it.
you just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Or one
Wait.
thing about entrepreneurship, that the thing I hate about social media is social media begs people to not be truthful about what their entrepreneurial journey looks like
Yeah,
or
well,
whatever.
that's true. That's true.
And you know, more times than not, it's the highest of the high or whatever. But when it's ghetto and raggedy, it is ghetto and raggedy.
Yeah.
Um,
But then then people just get quiet. Like this
well,
past
they get
week.
quiet because their mental health is toe up.
It
Trust me.
is. It's toe up and they shame. It's toe up and they shame and they don't want nobody else to see that and they don't want that ridicule. I get it, right? But that's a real thing. Who want to do that? Who want to do that?
I agree, but one thing about when you ask God, when you ask the universe for something or whatever, and you get it, you got to understand that you get everything that comes with that.
Well,
And
yes,
so,
but I think everybody know that. I think
no, they don't.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. If you don't know it, it's okay.
It
But
is.
everybody don't want they personal like. It is powerful to share your vulnerabilities and your failures. Yes. And also, don't nobody want to do that shit because you have to share your vulnerabilities and your failures. And there are not a lot of people that are comfortable doing that. I'll tell you this. I'm just getting comfortable doing this, and my whole brand is about being more raw. My whole brand is about taking off the shame. But you asking a lot for a motherfucker. That's a lot of shame. We got levels. It's levels to this shit. I barely want to share my successes for the risk of what the people say. Even though I am queen of fuck them people. Right? So I understand your point. I also understand why. Because nobody want to do that. Now, I think that us having forums like this help. Because now I'm gonna even think differently and say, well shit, maybe I do need to share more of my challenges because I don't want someone to think I'm more successful than I am because I'm just figuring this shit out just like everybody else. You know? I make this shit look good. I make this shit look damn good. But I was telling somebody earlier, I have the fewest assets than I have had since I graduated college. Right now, today, I'm poor, baby. Buy my book, please. Right?
Mhm.
But I'm also wiser and I have much more experience and a well of relationships to draw on. So when I share that failure, I also have to share that I could call Nadia if I need a ride. You know what I mean? I could share the failure, but I also got to share the success because you can't share the failure and just be like, oh, woe, it's me. Now you got all this shame storm on you. Now you can't get up. Fuck that. Fuck that. You can share your failures, but you also have to remember when you share that failure, you better not forget that gratitude. You better not forget the good things that you have because you're going to stay down there in that shame storm. And I rebuke that. So I don't know if people gonna share their shit on social media. I don't know. That's their business. That's their life. I may because of this conversation here, but I also may not. But you can too. Do you share yours?
I mean, I'm not really a social media kind of person. to be
But
honest
do
with
you share yours?
I don't
Maybe
share-
not.
I
Not
don't
even
share
on
anything
social
on social
media.
media,
Not
actually.
necessarily. Not
Nothing
necessarily
of
on social
substance.
media. Not necessarily on social media. Do you share your failures for others to see your journey?
Oh, of course.
How do you do that?
We have conversations.
Right now, like more. So okay, good. We're gonna do more of
100%.
these podcasts like this. We got more of this to do then, because I don't think social media is the place for that. Because them motherfuckers is crazy on there and they don't give a fuck about you.
And I mean, truthfully,
Well, also there's a challenge. Why don't we? I mean,
You don't want nobody to know you fail?
but why not? Okay, she say we catching her failures.
if I was someone that actually shared personally of myself, like social media, wise or whatever the platform or it would be, yeah, no. If I would talk about it, then I'm going to talk about the entirety of it or whatever.
Mhm.
What has not worked, or what is in the process of working is, to me, is a hell of a lot more interesting and a better conversation than you know what worked, or sitting around talking about this time that you won. Honestly, I don't remember intimate details about wins. I remember intimate details about the effort that went into situations that might have not just worked out how you wanted them to work out, because you learn so much more from those situations than you do from a win. Because for some people, some people win. They win by happenstance, circumstance, or just being dumb enough to somebody said stand right there and they stood right there.
This is the third time this has come up for me today.
What?
The fact that we remember losses more than wins, and the details of the losses more than celebrating the win. And that I have heard this 3 times, to me says, okay, grand celebration experience. Yes, we remember those losses, but why don't we remember those wins? Because don't those wins teach us as well? They do. Because
Okay,
in the win, there might have been setbacks, challenges. They say that now I know how to avoid them, and I know that I did that. Again, I got to make that shirt because I did that. You should celebrate those things, no? Or I guess I'm challenging myself and whomever to try to remember those wins too. Like, how did you win? To repeat that shit.
well, the thing with me is I expect to win.
Mm-hmm.
When I do something, my mind, I am going to win.
Yes.
Not because I'm just some person that's destined to
Well, yeah,
win.
you're
It's
gonna
like,
win.
like I'm going to do what I have to do within that falls within the lines of integrity to win.
That was important to say.
So
Like
like
Curtis
the
did it.
win feels
Inevitable.
feels inevitable.
It should be.
Um,
It is.
when I don't win, I don't digest that as if I lost though. Like
That's true.
um
How you digest it?
I spend the majority of my time. First off, the only thing and only person that I'm in control of is me. Or
Ooh,
whatever.
come on.
I'm not in
Message.
control of. I don't
Come on,
spend.
message.
I don't spend time. Time thinking of who slighted me, or who didn't follow through on this, or I have a decision to make. Do I want to work with this person again? Do I want to hire this person for
Yeah, you got another choice.
key and important service again, or whatever the deal is. But I spend all of my time thinking about my choices, what I did, why didn't I go, you know, what would have happened if I went left instead of going right? And there's just so much more. I get more out of that
Okay.
than
Do you?
than the what I get
I'm
out of the
sorry.
win.
Do you? Do you get anything from the win?
I do.
Okay.
I
All
do.
right.
I
All
do.
right.
The people that are important to me, the people that are most important to me, I see I see how impactful me following through and pushing through and making good on the sacrifices that the people that are important to you have to make, and a lot of times they didn't even agree to make those sacrifices, but by the fact that they are in your life and you're on this particular journey, then there are some things that get sacrificed, and most of the time it's for a season. And again, when you're going through something hard, tough, you know, it just feels like it's forever or whatever. It's nothing different than, you know, going out, being drunk, having a hangover, and you know, saying you will never drink again. It's the worst thing on earth or whatever. And the further you get away from that, you know,
Yeah, it's not as bad.
it was just like,
There was a quote I saw yesterday. I reposted it. It said, "You don't remember what happened. You remember how you remember what happened."
well, this is true.
Yeah, because that's
Perspective.
exactly what you're describing. Because the farther away it is, the less immediate it is. So it's a little bit softer.
Perspective.
Perspective is reality.
But also, what people get from winning and what they get to enjoy from winning depends upon the role that you play in winning.
Well,
So,
yeah, it
so,
depends on how you define the winning.
so for me, as someone that is always, you know, the buck per the proverbial buck stops with me. Me getting to a win, what I do get from that win is I get an immense amount of joy and satisfaction from seeing how impactful the win is for everybody that has been with me along that journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
how that particular win has impacted their lives, their households,
Mm-hmm.
relationships inside of their households.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just all these things. But then for me, and this was one that got me. But I ain't. You ever been got by life but didn't know that life had got you? No, really.
Tell me more.
Like you've been
You done got by life, but you didn't know life
you know,
got you.
your mental health has been kidnapped, but you ain't even know that the kidnappers got you. No, I'm serious.
I know, but
I'm serious.
tell me what you
So,
mean.
well, what I mean is when you get to this place in life professionally as to
I
where,
guess give me an example. That's the better question.
okay, so let me give you the example of
Put it
whatever.
under your arm.
The little
Tuck
thing.
it under your arm, like this. The other way.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
All right, Big Mom, I
There
got
you
you.
go, baby. Because you keep fucking with it. There you go.
It's fucking with me.
I know. That's why
I don't want no smoke with this
That's
little while.
right. That's why. Let me get it out your way.
Well, I'll say this.
Big mama. We got 5 minutes.
Being when you do win, and you are the architect of, you know, whatever the vehicle it is that gets everyone to that win. You don't get to have a season of, you know, I'll relax a little bit and be a little less responsible, or all of your choices, all of your decisions have an impact on the outcome for everyone else.
Well, yeah.
Because if you fail, then the entire entity has a much greater risk of failing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
as somebody, as I told you, I spend my time critiquing me or whatever.
Well, yes. Well,
I found myself the the higher it went, the more I found myself in my own head critiquing things about me,
yes.
and trying to avoid making poor choices, poor decisions, pitfalls, and this, that, and the other. Which again, didn't even realize that, like, my mental health had been kidnapped.
Yeah, your life had done got you. You had forgot to, as while you was building, you forgot to build grace. Because the more responsibility you have, the more grace you got to build for yourself.
Oh yes, no, I'm not very forgiving of self.
And that's something that I would suggest that you think about and work on. But it's your life. But you deserve
I work
your
on those
grace,
things. I mean,
and
but
you deserve your love first.
I get it. I mean, I get it. I work on those things or whatever. But
But that's it.
I mean, this is where I'm in the process, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
but
you working on building that grace and that love for yourself because you deserve that. And the higher you get, you're gonna have the bigger challenges, and you to recognize that life has kidnapped you. But you have to offer yourself grace, and you better get some of it soon before you get higher and need more and don't have it. But that's neither here nor there. You working on it.
of course,
Of course you are, because it's your life.
of course,
And you deserve your love first.
I'm working on all of those things or whatever. I am harder on myself than anybody
We all are
could be
on ourselves.
um, um, than anybody else could be on me. Um,
You are it's your life. It's your life. Nobody else cares as much as you. I don't, because it's your life, and I got my life to worry about.
I
And that's
I
just,
wholeheartedly agree
but that's
with
the
that.
reality that everybody gotta accept. Nobody cares about you like you care about you. Nobody cares. I'm gonna listen to your sob story. Yes, honey, and then I'm gonna go home and get in my bed.
Yeah, well, like,
I love you, but I don't care about you like you care about you.
I care until you show me you don't care.
But you don't care about me like I care about me.
No, that's
Hell
impossible.
no. That's the only point I'm making. It's impossible.
That's unreasonable. And even if for a moment you were foolish enough to try and do that, ain't gonna be much left of you.
No,
or whatever.
Ain't gonna be none
And
left of you.
the person that would allow you to pour into them everything, all of you, when there's nothing left of you, they ain't gonna give a shit.
They never gave a shit.
I agree.
And they go step right on over you. But you let them do it. Because it's your life. They didn't make you do that.
I agree.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's my favorite rawism. It's your life. It's your life. It's your life, Brad. We're finna wrap this thing up. Because my drink about done.
Wrap it on up.
And because I'm going to need me another one. We're going to take us a break. And we're going to do another one. It's not going to be another hour. But
No worries. I'll be here. A little sleep deprived, but I'll be here.
Tell us about Sky Lounge. Tell us how the hours of Sky Lounge. Tell us about Sky Lounge. You in a little bit. No.
Sky Lounge is a casual dining restaurant with a culturally black atmosphere or whatever.
A casual dining restaurant with a culturally black atmosphere. Ooh, I like that.
Yep. When I see people that look like us and people that look like us adjacent, here and just having a good old time, and everybody's just minding their own little business or their little group of friends, this, that, and the other, and people are talking and catching up, and you see when we really get into that space, we laugh, and we got to run off when we laugh. And
Yeah,
come
we
back
do.
and shit. Like when I see those things, I'm like, okay, well we're on mission.
Okay.
Then.
Are y'all open every day?
We are not open every day.
Tell
I will
me.
never be open on Mondays. Or
Okay.
Completely
You'll
wasted.
never be open on Mondays. Don't come here on a Monday. Okay.
Completely waste. It's not doing it.
All right.
Right
When are
now,
you
we're open
open?
Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
From when to when?
Wednesday and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Fridays, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sundays for brunch, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we close at 10 p.m. We have happy hour every day from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got happy hour every day from 5 to 8. Wednesday through Friday to 12 midnight.
Mhm.
Friday to
2.
2.
Mhm.
Sunday brunch 11 to 4, open till 10.
Yep.
All right. A lot of people that are here tonight have said they haven't been here, and that is also a win for you. You expressed wanting to be a place where people can come and gather. You have happy hour every day, Friday 8.
Mhm.
I love that. Come
People,
on, Sky Lounge.
I've never been somebody that buys into the whole thing. I hate when I see people complaining that you know they're doing this endeavor or whatever it is they're doing, and don't expect your friends, don't expect your family support. Man, people are busy first and foremost, or
Yeah.
whatever. Man, look, you got to give me. My heart is there.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
give me a minute to make it there. Secondly, bro, the service or product that you're selling, I don't have a need for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, I'm with you.
Right.
And then lastly, the biggest one is that, black people don't support black people. And I'm like, my customer base
It's
is
pretty black.
it's pretty black. So again, I mean, it doesn't matter as a business owner, it doesn't matter about your relationships. People are only going to patronize your business because of a relationship so many times if your product sucks. So just focus on the product, just focus on rendering good service, being hospitable, and your friends will get there as soon as they can feasibly get there. And if they never get there,
That's all right too. Because it's their life. I'm glad to be here. And I appreciate you having me here. And I'm so glad to know you, Brad. For, what's this, 24? For 26 years, you've been my people.
that's how long it's been?
26, yeah. 26 years.
My math got a little fuzzy after COVID.
That's all right. I'm a math major. I got you.
For a whole year, I thought I was 43.
Oh, and you.
And I was 42.
Oh.
Because one of my classmates posted his birthday.
And y'all
stuff.
the same age?
Yeah, and I was like, well, shit, wait. He just made 43. I'm like,
I'm older than you?
I'm
no,
older
we the
than
same
that.
age.
And I looked at it, I said,
oh, boy. You done missed your age.
23 the year the Lord. Oh, wait. I'm 40.
42.
Then
That's all right.
Well, I ain't no telling many people. I told I was like 44.
Well, you get you another year back. Well, Brad, we're finna wrap this thing up.
Wrap it up.
I appreciate having you here.
I appreciate you.
Episode 1 and done.